Magazine industry is facing serious threats with subscriptions dropping and ad revenue moving to the web. Today at the L2 Innovations Forum, leaders from around the globe are gathered to share ideas on keeping this medium alive. Bloomberg's Emily Chang is live from the Morgan Library here in New York with the president of Hearst Magazine's David Carey. Emily?
Mark, and there are a lot of major media companies here today talking about how to adapt in a digital world. I'm here with David Carey, president of Hearst Magazine, who recently left Condé Nast, and before that you were publisher of The New Yorker. David,
Correct.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
You've been in a position to see tremendous changes in the magazine industry over the years. We're seeing today some of the most storied brands just struggling to stay alive. In this environment, what is your vision for the future of Hearst Magazines?
Well, if you go back a year ago, the whole industry was in a tough place. There were closures and staff reductions, and the news wasn't good. I would say we're in a different place today. If a year ago the magazine industry was in the cellar, if perhaps we're not at the top of the industry, we're almost there. Magazines are seeing strong growth in their advertising base. And the iPad revolution has given people a sense of where magazines can go in the future. And I think our clients and readers are very excited about what's to come. You know, keep in mind the iPad whole industry is 200 days old, but gives people a sense for magazines with their long-form journalism, photography and art direction of what they can look like 5 and 10 years out.
And Hearst does have a lot of mobile applications,
I think
right?
we're considered now the leader in the business. Esquire and Popular Mechanics just came out. We just saw the Oprah application, iPad, that comes out on November 16th, which is amazing. And if you really want to kind of buckle your seatbelt, wait for Cosmo next February.
Hearst runs 14 U.S. magazines, among them Good Housekeeping, Cosmopolitan, Esquire. In the world of Facebook and Twitter, why should readers turn to general interest magazines when they can ask their friends online for things like dating advice or cleaning tips?
Well, the role of an editor has never been more important, and social media is important and is here to stay, but magazines perhaps are the original kind of social media form. People read them, they discuss them, they share them, and so I think what was lost perhaps during the recession is the consumer demand for magazines was very strong. The ad model turned upside down for a while, but the magazines and social live very comfortably together.
How do you balance just holding on to print dollars versus bringing in more digital dimes? I know Hearst is one of the few companies that's still investing in print rather than throwing all the money at digital.
Well, a good example is our Food Network launch. It's 1 year old. It's a spectacular success. It's #1 on the newsstand in its category. It's #3 overall within the food sector. So we'll perhaps continue to invest in more print properties. But it's very important that these are integrated offerings. I think the one thing that advertisers look for is a chance to put print and digital together side by side. And this is what all big companies are focused on in terms of how to do it right.
How are you leveraging trends in social media where things like advertising and content can become more targeted?
Well, we already, if you could look across our websites, we already have a tremendous share functionality. If you look at what we're building with the iPad apps as well. And in the physical magazines themselves, you see we're putting more and more attention in terms of what our readers are having to say.
You do charge for a number of your applications.
Yes.
Why charge for these applications when there's such a proliferation of content for free online? Why do you think people are willing to pay for this?
Well, these are premium products, and so these, if you look at the Esquire iPad app, for example, it has video, it has fantastic animation. These are not stripped down versions. These are more even fully enhanced expressions of the vision, and we consider them to be premium for the consumer as well. And so I think we've learned perhaps from the first wave of digital, no one, with the exception of the Wall Street Journal, no one really charged for their websites. And that's not a business model that really works. You need both consumer and advertising revenue to make it work.
Hearst recently acquired iCrossing, one of the biggest digital marketing service providers in the world, $325 million. That's a lot of money given the state of the magazine industry. Was it worth it, and what is it adding to your business?
Well, I can't comment on the price, but in terms of, it's a great diversification play. Digital marketing services, the discussion of above the line to below the line, from traditional brand advertising to promotion, search engine marketing, social media, and those are fast-growing areas. And for us, it represents the fact that we'll have leading properties with brand advertising and a leading company in terms of in the marketing services field.
Aside from Hearst, will the print magazine in general, will it be around in 5 or 10 years?
5 and 10 years, 100%. 500 or 1,000 years, we won't be here. But the original format for magazines, these are affordable, they're portable, and people in their current state, despite all the hype, there's tremendous demand for print. And while the iPad business will grow significantly, they'll live side by side very comfortably.
All right, David Carey, president of Hearst Magazines, on the future of magazines.